Alrighty guys, we're back for some Red Warfare, and this is a Brothers War standard brew. We're gonna go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked, but first things first, for anyone who may not know, I'm Redcat and I play aggro decks and any decks with red in them as well, so I hope that sounds fun to you. Also, we do got that Discord link down in the description if you're interested in joining that up. Okay, what do we got in the build here? Well, we should probably go over all the new stuff first. We got 4 Monastery Swiftspears. This is a 1-mana 1/2 with haste and prowess. And of course the prowess is whenever you cast a non-creature spell, this creature gets +1/+1 until end of turn. Looks pretty solid to me. Another new one here, Feldon Ronom Excavator. 2-mana 2/2 with haste. It can't block. Whenever it's dealt damage, exile that many cards from the top of your library. Choose one of them until the end of your next turn. You may play that card. Woo, buddy, that bottom ability there, that seems pretty solid. Now, I don't know if it's going to be worth having more than one of these in here, so we're just going to try out one and see how it goes. Another new one here, Obliterating Bolt. This is a 2-mana sorcery speed. We got 2 of them in here. Obliterating Bolt deals 4 damage to target creature or planeswalker. If that creature or planeswalker would die this turn, exile it instead. Nice. Pretty solid removal overall. I think it's definitely going to be worth having a couple of these in here. Okay, another new one. We got Mechanized Warfare. This is a 3-mana enchantment. If a red or artifact source you control would deal damage to an opponent or a permanent an opponent controls, it deals that much damage +1 instead. So this looks pretty powerful, guys. I gotta be real with you. There's like lines of play in this deck that look absolutely nasty with this coming down on turn 3. So yeah, I think it's gonna do a lot. I realize that you have to use your turn 3 to actually get this onto the board. But like everything else in this build is kind of designed to benefit instantly as soon as this hits the battlefield. So I don't know, man. Looks solid. Okay, another new one is one that we got in the mana base here, Mishra's Foundry. You can tap it for colorless mana. You can pay 2. Mishra's Foundry becomes a 2/2 assembly worker artifact creature until end of turn. It's still a land. And because we don't have any other assembly workers, I'm not going to look at that bottom ability just right now. I do know one thing. I don't think it would be worth having more than one of these in this particular build, because there are going to be plenty of moments where you're going to need double red or triple red on the same turn. So if you have a couple of these on the board, that could really slow you down in a deck like this, so only one this time round. Okay, what else do we got in here? That should be everything new. So we got 2 Hammerhands, just a great aura, great card, works with the prowess, works with the Flamebreather, terrific. Got 4 Kumano faces Kakkazan. Do I even have to go over this anymore? It is ridiculously powerful. Probably, maybe. Yeah, it's definitely the most powerful red 1-drop, but is it the most powerful 1-drop in standard? It might be, honestly. It's very good. And it pairs beautifully with Swiftspear. Oh my, it's going to be hard for me to say sometimes. Okay, we got 4 Play with Fires, early removal that can also hit the opponent's face and get you that scry. I always bring it up, but never underestimate the power of scrying in an aggro deck. Got a couple Bloodthirsty Adversary. You want to look at this as a 5-drop sometimes because you'll be able to bring back a lot in this deck, from Play with Fire, Obliterating Bolt, Reckless Impulse, and Lightning Strike, which we'll go over in just a second, right? So yeah, think of this as a 5-drop sometimes. We got Kessig Flamebreather here. This is a 2-mana 1/3. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, Flamebreather deals 1 damage to each opponent. Yep, that pairs beautifully with Mechanized Warfare, doesn't it? You can go turn 1, Kumano faces Kakkazan. Turn 2, Flamebreather. Flamebreather comes down as a 2/4 because it gets that counter from Kumano. Turn 3, Mechanized Warfare. Get the ability on Flamebreather. Kumano comes out as Etching. That is just disgusting. And from there, you can just imagine the other plays on turn 4 and 5. So pretty insane. Got those 4 lightning strikes. Being able to hit the opponent's face is going to be very important, but then more often than not, you actually just end up using this as removal, huh? Reckless Impulse, 2 mana sorcery speed. Exile the top 2 cards of your library until the end of your next turn. You may play those cards. Yeah, it's going to be great in this deck, honestly. Chandra, Dressed to Kill. We got 3 of them. 3 mana Planeswalker. Works with the Flamebreather, works with the Swiftspear. The top ability is actually just insane because you're pinging the opponent's face for 1. So it obviously pairs really well with Warfare. Every ping would be 2 instead, right? And then you could just like play with fire from your hand or a Kumano, right? So since it is mono red, that second +1 ability is going to come in handy often as well. So Chandra is going to be great in here. And I did squeeze Squee into this build because I think going wide with Squee is worth having one of these, especially with the Warfare, right? Because now those little 1/1 goblins are doing 2 damage per attack, so pretty solid, right? Okay, on the top end of the build, a couple Thundering Raijus. And yeah, we win a lot of games with Raiju. It's definitely going to be worth having in here. We have 23 total mana, and I don't think we're going to have any issues getting Raiju onto the board, especially when worst comes to worst. You can kind of ramp off of Chandra with that +1 too, and since there's only 2 of them, you're not going to get them all stuck in your hand at once, right? Also, like Reckless Impulse and the Feldon can help you find land too, so yeah. I think that's it. Oh, we do got a couple honorable mentions over here. Bitter Reunion and Rodha's Firebrand. For anyone who watched my last video where I went over 8 different aggro brews, you may have noticed that this deck is different than the Red Warfare build that I actually put up in that video, right? And the 2 differences is I dropped the Bitter Reunion and I dropped the Rodha's Firebrand as well. And I just opted for the Bloodthirsty Adversary and a few other cards in here like Reckless Impulse, Obliterating Bolts and stuff like that. And that's mainly because I actually have hands-on now, where the other one was kind of just like, what do you call it? It's like theory crafting, right? I think that's what everyone calls it. Either way, something to think about here. I think Bitter Reunion is going to be a lot worse in this particular build now because there's a lot less to hit with that bottom ability because most of the creatures already have haste anyways, so one of the reasons Bitter Reunion was in the build was to give haste to the Firebrand, so just something to think about, right? Let's go ahead, take this into ranked, and see how we do. Right into that first game, guys. Let's go. I am so excited to finally play Brothers War Standard. I can't wait to see what everyone's going to bring to the table. Oh my, this hand is a bad first hand. But we do got the 3 mana eventually. I'll keep it. One of the reasons I think it's bad is because we have so many 1-drops and 2-drops. There we go. That makes it a little better here. We get to keep the Play with Fire open as well, which is huge. No, don't be mono blue. Don't be that guy. I wonder what kind of upgrades Mono Blue got from the new set. You know what? I'm going to keep that. Because I'm pretty sure the first one's going to get countered here. The more cards we have that we can play, the better against Mono Blue, so... Opponent, go ahead and counter it. There you go. Okay, 1 Syncopate out of the opponent's deck. Passes it right back. Flamebreather number 2. A Syncopate for 1 won't do it this time. Needs to be a Make Disappear. It is a Make Disappear. Okay. I wonder if a different card in hand would have been better. Okay, they got the 3 mana now. Alright, Mechanized Warfare. Let's try it. Unfortunately, we're going to run into a lot of different counter spells. We just got to kind of decide which ones we want to hit the board. Okay, flip the switch. Oh, they get a little 2/2 for that too. Yeah, it looks like just your basic mono blue, which is super unfortunate to go into against the first game here. Chandra's great. Dude, this new music sounds terrific. They can't double block Raiju, so we're gonna get Raiju down while we can. Because this zombie has decayed, so it can't block. And now that Raiju's on the board, they may have a little bit of an issue if they don't have like a Fading Hope and such. Like that Haughty Djinn might not be enough for them. Okay, they found their 4th mana. They're going to keep the 2/2 for something? An attack later on, perhaps? I'm feeling pretty good. Overall, oh my goodness. Well, second Haughty Djinn might be a problem. It might be. So you have the Chandra. We can always go +1, the second +1 here and search for something. If we hit a creature, that would be terrific. If we don't, then it's really bad. Chandra might take some damage off of our face from the Djinns. Do we just keep going? Alright, let's see what we hit. Let's see what we hit, guys, because it could be... Ooh, Lightning Strike. Okay. It doesn't hit the Djinn, unfortunately. Do we play it, though? Or do we just attack? Really tough decisions, guys. Let's go Hammerhand. Stop the Djinn from blocking. And get that swing for 6. And then we have the Play with Fire for their turn. Unfortunately, the Lightning Strike does get exiled here. Like I said, the Chandra might take damage off of our face, which will be pretty good. I'm gonna attempt the... They are gonna swing. That's pretty big for us, guys, because the Thundering Raiju might be able to end this next turn. We have 4 mana open, 2 cards in hand. Here comes the Play with Fire for the Delver. Let's see what we draw off the top. Oh no, it's land! Oh no, we might die here, guys. We might die here. It's gonna be a Fading Hope. That is crushing. That is crushing, guys. Well, I guess that's that, huh? Because it could be Fading Hope number 2, 12 damage on the... 14 damage on the board, actually. Oh man, that is a gross first game. Well, I guess Mono Blue didn't go anywhere after this release. We're only a couple hours after release though, so it's going to take everyone a second to actually get some of the new cards rolling, you know? Hopefully we do see some new cards though. A couple releases back, we, I think, played... Man, which one was that? That was New Capenna. We played like 8 games, and I don't think any of the opponents brought any new cards to the table. I think that was the one. We'll see, though. Yeah, as long as it's not more mono blue. Is it just me, or are these hands pretty slow? I'm going to keep this one. Having a 1-drop would be great, but there's a couple things I could have played better in that last game, too, guys. Let's be real. Hey, new cards. Let's go. Okay. Well, we'll start with the Ronom Excavator here. And Chandra's looking pretty good next turn. Chandra's looking excellent. Even though we don't have a 1-drop, like, just running it into... you know, there's no blue over there, so I'm feeling a little more confident here. To get that Thopter down. Okay, we'll start with the swing. They could hit Chandra pretty good, but we just drew another Chandra too, so let's just go ahead and go for it. I wonder what they end up hitting here. The Ronom lets us see that's damage, so... Alright, let's see which one we want to play next turn. Ooh, Mechanized Warfare. Let's go, guys. Let's go. They got their third mana, rocking some Rakdos artifacts. Pretty cool. Fable of the Mirror Breaker. Okay, well. Man, some 1-drops would be just terrific, but it is what it is, I guess. Let's go ahead and get that Warfare down. Hit the opponent's face for 2, and they might target Chandra next turn for 6 damage, because they can power up the desk as a 4/4, or they can give it to the Ornithopter too. But that also works, right? They're gonna ramp off of the Goblin Shaman, which is a problem. I think it was still worth getting the Warfare down, though. We don't have that many 2-drops in here, do we? Maybe we do. Maybe there's too many 2-drops. Hey, Mechanized Warfare. Cool. Okay, they're actually just going to bring the Chandra down to 1 instead of taking it out, which is an interesting choice because...
Way different than I expected.
Oh, no. Yeah. The Mechanized Warfare does 5. Okay, I'm crazy. I'm sorry, opponent. I always need to see the cards in action to actually learn about it. Okay, Swiftspear is pretty good. Could be Chandra into Swiftspear. I think it's just going to be the Swiftspear. Now, the question is, do we want to take out the Goblin Shaman? They have Research Desk open because of the treasure. Could just hit the opponent's face for a ton and then maybe take him out next turn. Reckless Impulse is pretty good too. Let's just hit the opponent's face for a ton. This is instant speed, so I technically should have done it while swinging in with the Swiftspear. Oh my goodness. I don't know what it is about saying Swiftspear that is difficult for me. Okay, they're going to use the desk, huh? I mean, they're at 6, so I think between the other Lightning Strike and the Reckless Impulse helping us find the last bit of damage, I think it's looking good, but at the same time, I think this could go either way, because yeah, again, they're going to get that treasure ramp off the Shaman this turn. It's a good chunk of damage. They might want to consider holding back too, because if they end up tapping out to the point where they only have 1 creature available, we could find removal. Okay, they found removal for the Swiftspear. Now they can probably swing. Yeah, keep that as a blocker. Makes sense, right? Actually, the red source you control would deal damage, so I guess the 0 wouldn't do damage, so it probably doesn't do 1 damage, right? I believe that's how that would work. Okay, second Fable drops, and at this point, another mana would be terrific. Man, that Flamebreather's a great draw. 4 damage off a Lightning Strike. What we're going to do is we're going to try to find that mana off of Impulse for next turn. Oh no, guys. Can we survive a turn? Probably not. They have 9 damage here. We're probably going to perish to something in their hand. Alright, let's go play with... Well, we could go Swiftspear as an emergency blocker, but this is a lot more fun. Because now it comes down to, can we untap? There's a mountain. There's a mountain. Also, we get Swiftspear next turn, which does have haste, but that's not what we plan on playing. We plan on Lightning Strike to the opponent's face. We've kind of been like, the draws have been really awkward in this deck so far. I gotta admit, it's been a little bit weird. Can always bring back the research desk and use it too, but they're just looking for a little bit more damage this turn. Like, they could have their own Lightning Strike is the thing, which is a ton of damage this turn. Like, there's so much that could probably just kill us. And they can search for it too. Bankbuster Harvester, yeah. That's scary business, guys. 5 mana. Now they can go Research Desk. A second Warfare. And a Yotia Declares War. Oh! Oh, we're dead. Oh, no. Oh, opponent, it's so cool, though. Oh, let's see if this does the 1 damage. I don't think it will, or 2. I think it actually has to deal the damage. Yeah, it doesn't do anything. But yeah, that was sweet, opponent. The Yotia Declares War doing us in there, man. 1 turn away, but that's how the game works sometimes. Let's go ahead and hop into the next one, shall we? So far, tough first games, but I don't know. I'm feeling a little bit confident. A little bit. I mean, it's going to come down to drawing a little bit better than how we've been drawing, but that could be the deck too. That's definitely something to consider, as we may have to rearrange some of the cards in the deck, you know? Here we go. Some 1-drops. Okay. We could have mulliganed the last 2 games too, but I don't think they were mulligan hands by any means. Like, they weren't that bad. I guess the first hand was pretty bad, but it wasn't that bad. I guess the more I think about it too, like, keeping those hands, we did draw pretty well the first couple turns. Like, yeah, I'm satisfied. We got this, guys. We got this. Liliana. Sacrifice Flamebreather. There's no way they let us keep that. No way.
I've always hated it.
They don't swing with Underdog, so they can block the etching, but exiling Underdog sounds terrific to me. Honestly, the Hammerhand could be pretty good to take out the Liliana too. We also just have, like, Play with Fire. We let these 2 exile. I like that. I like getting the Tenacious Underdog out of here. Oh, they're going to let us hit the Liliana. So why no swing with the Underdog then?
I know when I'm not wanted.
Huh. I mean, this still works. This still works. Probably works out better since we get to keep etching in this scenario, right? But it's interesting to see what the opponent's response there was. Yep, Fable comes down. See what we hit here. Play with Fire number 2. Yeah, I'd say that's worth it. I'd say that's worth it. And I'm actually going to just plus this and save everything back. I'm not going to play the Crucible. Well, the Crucible channel was too expensive, but I mean as a land. Hey, maybe we'll get to -7 the Chandra this game. Probably not. I've never been able to -7 Chandra, ever. I always bring that up, but we'll see. You never know. Ooh, Lightning Strike for Trespasser. We have to discard something. Trespasser's a problem, and I think it's worth getting rid of 2 cards for. Reflection's about to come out. Let's see what we hit off of Chandra. Instead of pinging their face, let's see what we hit. Hammerhand. So what's interesting about Hammerhand is now we can't target Trespasser unless we discard, so we're just going to target Etching. And we can see if they trade, which I don't think they do. Graveyard Trespasser is worth having here. We still have the other Hammerhand in hand as well. Down to 12. I'm going to put a stop on their first main phase and see what they end up doing here. Because I'm curious. They do have a Xander's Lounge, so there might be like a make disappear. Invoke Despair! No! Oh, that's so bad. Oh no. That hits everything, guys. Right. We're just gonna let them keep the Trespasser and take out the Reflection. That Invoked Despair is probably just game, unfortunately. That's super, super unfortunate. Yeah, we don't want to 2-for-1 the Trespasser after they just dropped 1 card and got rid of 3 of our cards, you know? Like, that's particularly bad. Alright, let's go ahead.
This little candle's gonna set your world on fire.
See, I guess we'll go with the ping this time round. Like, we would have had 1 open mana, and if we would have hit a 2-drop, then that would have been bad, I guess. Second, Chandra survives at least 1 turn against a Trespasser attack. Does take a little bit of pressure off of our face, too. Okay. Chandra's down to 1. Second Trespasser drop. See, if we would have hit that first Trespasser, we'd have so much less already. Trespasser's just a problem. See what we hit off the Chandra here. Reckless Impulse, pretty good. Pretty good, guys. Swiftspear. Swiftspear would be great if we could actually successfully target the Trespasser. If we could just actually hit that successfully with the Hammerhand. We'd have to discard Crucible. The odds of them just having more removal in hand is pretty good, isn't it? It is what it is. This is like definitely gonna be the opponents if I don't try something now. Yeah, it's gonna be removal. Go for the throat. That's a new one. Destroy target non-artifact creature. So Chandra's out of here, and they get to successfully swing at our face too. Gobble up the Swiftspear from the grave. Woo, buddy, this is brutal, brutal stuff. It's good to see some new cards, though. I mean, there's not a lot here, just the go for the throat for now in this one, but it's still nice to see. Okay, we'll get the Raiju down, and we'll get Crucible down and keep the Lightning Strike open. They might take the 4 too. I wonder what that last card in their hand is, because if they get greedy and full swing, but they can't finish us here, then the Lightning Strike might be enough to let us win, which would be pretty funny. Like, we just saved the Lightning Strike till the end of their turn. They found more removal though. You know what we could find? Again, if they full swing here, we could find a hasty creature off the top. Yep, keep 1 back. Okay, yep, they got it, they got it. Now we could Lightning Strike the 2/2, but we have no hasty creature that can do 6 damage, so we might as well hit face, and maybe we'll top deck a second Lightning Strike. Oh, except they're gonna gain life off a Trespasser. Oh, the card is an actual nightmare, guys. Another Fable. Well, we'll hit face and see what we find off the top here, huh? I wonder if we could find... Okay. We'll just hit face for fun and drop them the GGs. You guys could see how the 2 life off of Trespasser actually mattered. Did I hit good game twice? I have no idea right now. Oh, it was actually 3 life off of the Trespasser throughout the game. So I wonder if early on it would have been worth hitting the Trespasser with the Lightning Strike so that way they didn't have 2 of them. I think overall we did fine, right? Well, 3 losses in a row. The deck is not performing currently, but that's okay. Let's keep trying. I definitely believe that more testing is required. I do know this for sure. If Standard was rough before, and it was a tough format to actually break through, then it's probably going to be a lot worse now, because the Brothers War has some seriously powerful cards, or at least it seems seriously powerful to me, so it's an alright hand. Nothing to run into the Kumano's second chapter with, but that's okay. We don't really worry too much about that. Okay, we got mono red versus mono red. Can we actually get there is the question. Can we actually get there? Gotta keep the lightning strike open because they went first, so... Yep, play with fire to our face. Yeah, we gotta keep the lightning strike as removal here. It'd be great to hit something good here. Nope. I'm not gonna take a Phoenix check. Not gonna do it. We could hit their face, but I'm not gonna do that either. We have to save it as removal, guys. It's tough to do that, but let's get Mechanized Warfare down and hope that they don't just drop the Raiju. Oh, now we really hope they don't drop the Raiju. Okay, it's gonna be Storm Seeker. That was a really smart play from the opponent to keep that back last turn, unless they just drew it. Either way, let's see if Chandra can take some blows for us here. And then we'll go ahead and Lightning Strike. Obliterating Bolt could hit a buffed Raiju, but so can Lightning Strike for a turn since we have the Warfare down. Let's go Obliterating Bolt since it's sorcery speed, and we might be able to keep the Lightning Strike open. We're waiting for the Raiju to hit, though. Another Storm Seeker. Definitely just hitting our face here, right? 5 damage to our face. We have 1 card remaining in hand. Got a Swiftspear. That's pretty good. The Phoenix Chick is probably going to be enough to do us in, though. Drop Swiftspear. We have 1 card in hand, guys. 1 card. 1 card. We could look for something off of the Chandra, but I think I'm just going to hit the opponent's face. It's a shame. I guess we should probably take out Stormseeker while we can, and we'll still have 2 open then too. Crucible as well if we want 2 blockers on the ground. Get 3 blockers on the ground. Actually, I like the Crucible play here. If it's Raiju, we're already gonna perish. We can't block the Phoenix Chick in the air. But if it's like a second Stormseeker or something, then we have the 2 spirits here. Yeah, we can block those. So the Crucible play is actually gonna work out. That's right, Stormseeker can hit other creatures. Good game, opponent. Good game. For a second, I was like, yeah, we could actually... No, yeah, Stormseeker can buff any creature's attack. Well, this is tough, guys. This is brutal right now, man. I apologize. Hopefully you're still enjoying it, though. It very well could be the deck. It very, very well could just be the style of deck that I put together here. But also, it could be just the game being brutal right now, right? Like Magic, you don't get what you need sometimes, and the opponents get everything they need sometimes, so it might be that. 4 games in a row, though, it is leaning towards probably need to change something with the deck, you know? We'll see how this 5th game goes here. It's a good hand, it's fine. It's good stuff. What I'm surprised about right now is, yeah, how many answers the opponents have had in each of these games. So at some point, they got to run out, right? At some point? Look, we go first here. That's already a plus. Ooh. All right. Delver. We're definitely going to take that out. Okay, we got the Lightning Strike open. No extra mana here. Enough removal to survive. I'm going to attempt hitting the face here. I was going to say, if they want to make disappear that, that's fine by me. Let's see if the Swiftspear hits the board. That's a great draw. Start with a swing. See if they do anything to it. Drop the Play with Fire for extra damage? Question mark? Maybe. Consider. They could find burn for the Swiftspear. And we're gonna scry anything that's not a land. Ah, Hammerhand's so good though. Now we're looking for that mountain. Down to 13. That is one thing. The deck does know how to get the damage through. The question is, can we consistently get it through? Nice. Getting that land is huge for us. Alright, we're going to attempt the Chandra. It sure doesn't look like the Chandra is going to hit, but it hits?
Yep, I'm basically a professional at saving in a stride by now.
Yeah, I guess we'll do the ability before the swing, right? There's not a lot of reason to hold that back. Unless we wanted to keep... No, that's fine, that's fine. Could be a lightning strike for the Swiftspear. At least we still have removal for... I'm pretty sure this is going to be, yeah, like a creature deck. So we have the Bolt for that. Another mana means Raiju can come down. Well, unless it's a make disappear, we still don't have enough for that. We could search off of the Chandra, which is probably the best bet. Since this is like, oh,
This is a fun idea.
a second Chandra kind of sucks though. I'm just gonna let this second Chandra just fizzle. We don't need it. I think the Raiju gets countered here, so, or just another lightning strike. Shore up for the Battle Mage. Oh man. This is gonna be scary, guys. Reckless Impulse, okay. This is a new one. Hey, Swiftspear, let's go. Alright, Chandra's dead, unfortunately. Chandra's out of here, guys. They don't even... Yeah, they definitely don't have to target our face by any means. They definitely don't have to target our face. Well, they can target our face with that. And then 1 attack from the Swiftspear, and then 4 to our face. Dude! We're gonna die, guys. Oh my goodness, at least the Raiju hits here, which might be enough to put them back on the defense. I mean, were they ever on the defense? I don't think so. Opponent's deck looks sweet. It also looks like the kind of deck that they need to draw well with, and it looks like they're drawing pretty well. Oh, Fading Hope, no. Oh no, guys, look at this board. Look at it. Oh no. More damage from the shore up too. That does it. We're dead, guys. Oh my goodness. I don't think I'm prepared for Brothers War Standard. I'm not prepared for it. Did you see that? You see how I can't even talk. Oh my goodness. All right, let's go into the next one and see if we can get a victory. This one's going to be the last one of the evening, guys. We have to redeem ourselves. We have to do something, right? How are we going to do this? That looks, I mean, everything that we've been up against today, that last one looks super brutal, but again, it really looks like the kind of deck that you can draw poorly on too, so I don't know, man. Kumano into Flamebreather's great. Well, this is going to be a problem. Oh, Swiftspear. Nice. Turn 1 Swiftspear. Finally, we might actually get there, guys. Because we got a turn 2 Kumano with a Hammerhand, too. Oh, Swiftspear's dead. Aw, man. Aw, man. Maybe we should have gone turn 1 Kumano, turn 2 Swiftspear with Hammerhand? Maybe. I like the Flamebreather here. Now that the Swiftspear's dead, right? Etching of Kumano. Okay. Phoenix Chick, yep. So we got some more basic mono red over there. Looks like Flamebreather's also gonna bite the dust. Oh no, guys. Oh no. Oh, we got our own lightning strike though. That's good news. Missing our 3rd mana. I think we just keep the lightning strike open for their Thundering Raiju. Or that works too. Let's go ahead and take that Stormseeker out. And we're still in this, guys. We're still in this. Because if we can find a mana... Well, they got the 3 on the board. Play with Fire, that's more removal. And we're allowed getting the Kumano down, too. So even a 2-drop off the top would be pretty solid. Yeah, Play with Fire for the etching or something is pretty good. Uh-huh. They end up swinging. Let's take out that etching. I think we're in this. It's looking pretty bad, but I think we're still in this. Funny going up against 2 other mono red builds, honestly. Okay, another Play with Fire, more removal, keeps us in it. As soon as the opponent finds the 4th mountain, I suppose we're in danger. Oh, they're rocking the Mishra's Foundry as well. Yeah, there's the Raiju. They're gonna plug that counter into the Phoenix Chick, and then we go ahead and drop the Play with Fire on it. Oh, nope. They get around that issue. And we're still gonna take out the Phoenix Chick. We're still in this, guys. We can draw the Obliterating Bolt, which would be great. That's another Play with Fire. Well, Etching blocks Raiju. If we buff Etching to 3, we get around the counter. And now we can successfully block and take Raiju out with the Play with Fire, which is 3 cards for 1. Oh, second Raiju hits the board, and it puts the nail in the coffin, guys. Oh man, what a rough day, huh? That's okay though. we're still at the beginning of Brothers War Standard, the very, very beginning. I'm sure we'll find some way to pick up these losses, huh? Well, let's go ahead and go over the deck one more time. We got obliterated. 6 losses in a row. Most likely, it's the deck at that point. I mean, I can't believe how much the opponents had there. Everything they could have asked for, right? As far as I could tell, I don't think anyone was like... I guess that last opponent was waiting for their 4th mana for a couple turns. Oh no, only 1 turn, right? Here's the deck list again. It did not do a lot. Swiftspear had a huge target, so it died. Flamebreather had a huge target, so it died. Feldon was pretty cool. We might want to consider more of these, honestly. Lightning Strike and Play with Fire were a little awkward, where we kind of used them on like the wrong targets, and then we drew them in the wrong order, so like it ended up being super weird. Only having the 2 bolts meant we didn't get to see it too often. It would have been nice to see more, I guess, maybe. I think it would have done a lot since we were on the defense often against those other mono red builds and such. So Mechanized Warfare was pretty cool when it was out there, but it still wasn't enough to help us get that extra damage through to the opponent's face, mainly because of life gain and everything, right? Chandra was obviously an MVP. I'm surprised Swiftspear wasn't, but like I said, big target on its back, so... Squee was cool, Thundering Raiju was cool. We didn't get to see the Foundry this time around either, so what's my final thoughts on this build? We gotta rework it, guys. Something's up. 6 losses in a row. It can't just be bad luck, right? Something is a little bit off with the deck. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna obviously rework it. We're gonna be playing a lot of different mono red builds over the next couple weeks, because I think there's a lot of ways to put it together, and as you guys saw today, the old-fashioned way of putting those red decks together was a little bit better than this current way. But again, only 2 matches against those mono reds. Maybe we did get a little unlucky, but overall, yeah, I think something needs reworked here, potentially. 6 losses in a row is a lot, so... Either way, guys, if you made it this far into the video, then y'all are champions, and I super duper appreciate you, and I will see you in the next video.